Welcome to New Money, everyone. I'm Tracy Chang. In China, recycling has been traditionally considered a low-end business, which more than often conjures up images of individual rubbish collectors riding a rusty bike in high streets and back lanes. But now, new technology and the internet are giving a new look to this old industry and turning more trash into treasure.
On a commercial street of Dongming Road neighborhood in Shanghai's Pudong New District, there's a small store displaying a range of daily goods. This is not an ordinary convenience store. It is a flagship recycling center launched in June by Green Home, a local recycling company where users of its garbage sorting program can exchange their green points for goods and services.
从10年开始呢，我深入到这个研究环保行业的领域。那么当初经过这么多年的一个研究
I've been in the environmental protection industry since 2010. I know from years of research and experience that it does not matter whether you want to recycle renewable resources, construct green infrastructures, or control small pollution. You still need to start from the very beginning, especially when it involves the community. That's why I launched this online to offline recycling business here.
O2O 的一个线上线下的对接的新业态的服务模式。
Green Home, established in August 2013, began to run its program in Pudong last summer. Here in Dongming, home to 60,000 residents, the company sets up a service stall in each estate in addition to a flagship store. Residents who want to sell scraps can book a service for free at these stalls, and the staff will come to their door on time to collect. Each yuan sold can be converted into 1 green point and recorded on a membership card via a mobile app. Points can redeem for commodity goods or maintenance services.
Their services are good and convenient. I used to sell crabs to peddlers, but they're sometimes hard to find. Green Home has fixed stores, so I can easily contact them for door-to-door services.
Green Home accepts almost every category of scraps. In addition to common recyclable resources like waste paper, newspapers, magazines, and cardboard boxes, the company also recycles those seen as less valuable in the eye of individual collectors, such as plastic bottles for detergent and shower gel, as well as old clothes and shoes.
另外呢，我们还有就非金属类的，非金属类就是比如说我们家里有个什么水管破了或者什么这些。
We also collect scrap metal, like broken pipes and iron tubes from old sofas. Electronic items we accept include air conditioners, TV sets, microwaves, and other small appliances. We even take old wooden furnitures like beds. Some residents are relieved to have them removed from their home.
但是这些木料呢，它其实也能有利用的价值。
Green Home tested its program at Dongming for just 15 days. But every week it is able to gather tons of recyclable refuse. The waste is stored in a temporary location in the neighborhood. Every day, the trash is transported to Green Home's sorting center. Scraps are then dismantled into small parts and sold to disposal companies for more processing at higher prices.
举个例子啊，我们一个塑料瓶，塑料瓶上我们有瓶盖、瓶身和瓶膜。
Take a plastic bottle, for example. As we know, it comes in 3 parts: the body, the lid, and the label. After it arrives at the sorting center, we'll use techniques to dismantle it into those 3 parts. We will then sell the parts separately to companies that are in need of plastic materials, like a granulation company. The collecting cost is about 1,500 yuan per ton, and we take them one by one from residents at a few cents each. But when we later dismantle the bottles into different parts, the value will greatly increase to 4,000 yuan per ton for the body, for example.
A back-end management system is in operation to record every step of the process. The Dongming neighborhood has already practiced garbage sorting in 77 housing estates. The management system is a good way to know how well residents participate in the program.
帮帮的这种模式呢，就是给我们这个垃圾分类管理，我们在这块工作啊，也是。
Green Home provides a platform for us to manage the sorting work in the neighborhood. The data gives us some idea of the amount that can be collected in each estate. It also helps to set targets and standards of garbage sorting for our management and business departments.
The next plan for Green Home is to set up more redemption stores and service stalls, rolling out its program to all Shanghai. It is also experimenting with automated recycling machines, hoping to equip each store with one next year.
Folks, just a reminder, you can use your smartphone to scan the QR code on the bottom of the screen to find the latest and previous episodes of New Money. And for more insight, we're joined by Professor Jia Ning. She's the Deputy Director at the China Business Case Center of Tsinghua University. Thank you so much for being here today, Professor Jia. So can you tell me about the advantages of green homes business model?
Sure. I think there are several advantages. The first one is actually convenience. So major difficulty with recycling in China, in the old days, is when you want to recycle something, you don't really know where to go. Right? So these individual recyclers, they usually just go around different residential communities and see if anyone has anything to recycle. But now with Green Home, because they do provide all these physical fixed service stall, so basically if you want to recycle, you know exactly where to go. And they also have like pickup service, so you can actually wait at home and they will come and pick up the items from you. So the convenience, I think that's one of their sort of key value propositions. And the second advantage is actually pricing transparency. I had the personal experience when I want to recycle, I have no idea what should be the proper price for each item, like plastic or paper. So there's huge information asymmetry between individual consumers and the recyclers. But now with Green Home, all the prices are standardized, and you can actually see the pricing on their app, on their applications, which actually brings more transparency in terms of pricing. I think that's the second advantage. A third advantage is wider scope, in the sense that when you work with like these individual recyclers in the past, they are quite choosy in terms of what they recycle and what they do not want to recycle, right? But now with Green Homes, they cover a wider range of items, so you can pretty much recycle anything you want.
I get it. This is a win-win game, right? So you can actually triple the value of whatever that you're recycling after this process, right? So 1,500 out of the value that you collected, but after you recycle these items, now they're worth 4,000. So that's a great thing for all the parties involved.
That's right. Well, I think the secret here is, the notion of the sum of the parts is worth more than the whole, right? And this notion is actually not new anymore. If you look back in the U.S. back in the 70s, 80s, with all these corporate raiders buying all these undervalued assets or financially distressed companies, and the primary purpose was actually to break them up and sell off the assets in pieces, right? So the margin actually comes from the pricing differentials. But to make a profit here, I think the key here is how much you can sell to your downstream vendors. So Tracy, what we're looking at here on this graph is actually a comparison between 2013 and 2014 in terms of the quantity of waste recycled, as well as the price per item, right? So we're looking at plastic, steel, and as well as paper. So these are the three items that Green Home recycles frequently. And as we can see here, in terms of quantity, it has actually increased over time between the 2 years. However, if you look at the price per unit, actually the price has gone down, right? Which means it's actually more and more difficult for Green Home to actually make a profit.
Professor Jia, so as we saw in the video, you can really learn a lot about the person from the stuff that they recycle, right? So one added benefit is data. You get to know what this person uses, what this person buys, and a lot of information. And but how can this data be used by a company?
Right. Well, as you mentioned, Tracy, from these machines, the company is able to extract a lot of data about the people who recycle. Use this machine to recycle, and you can basically get data on what product they use and how frequently they replace it, they use it, and as well as what brand they use, right? And you can actually calculate, from a large data, the purchasing frequency and quantity of a particular brand.
Purchasing power too.
Exactly, right. So these data is not only valuable from Green Home's perspective in terms of better managing its operations, but it's highly valuable to other stakeholders. For example, all these companies that sell products to these community residents, right? If you think about Alibaba or Baidu, what these two companies are doing in the last couple of years is they're actually really digging into all these large data, and they're doing a massive data analysis to acquire consumption behavior of their users. So nowadays, if you shop on Taobao, basically, in addition to buying whatever you want to purchase, you will also see banners of ads that recommend similar items, right, in order to induce additional purchase. So this is where the power of large data analysis lies in.
Targeted advertising, perhaps.
Exactly.
So they know like your gender, your age, your consumption behavior. These are very valuable information to have.
That's right.
That's actually introducing the very popular concept of big data into the recycling industry. Well, folks, now it's time for a short break, but when we come back, we'll take a look at what other industry players are doing.